Hi, I'm Jamie, and today I will be introducing Peri Brown from the 5th and 6th Doctor era. Peri is a companion from 1984 to 86. She's an American college student majoring in botany from the 20th century, Pasadena, California. She was on vacation with her stepfather, who was on an archaeological dig, when she ended up coming across the 5th Doctor accidentally. From then on, she decides to join him in her travels during summer break.
Just tell me where we are, if you can.
Oh, child of little faith.
Do you blame me? What's that?
Comet 9, oblique 12, oblique 44. To you, Halley's Comet.
It's very pretty, but it still doesn't tell me where we are.
In your sun's solar system. In the year that you would calculate as 1985, I was in fact taking you to Earth.
Bit of an anticlimax after that journey.
Ungrateful wretch.
What do you expect? Applause?
A little gratitude wouldn't irretrievably damage my ego.
Come off it, Doctor. No one is more surprised than you that we came through it.
As for Peri's personality, she's a very intelligent, snarky, compassionate, and resilient person. And I love her overall. She's just really cool. And sometimes her personality can come off bratty, whiny to some certain people. But, you know, it's like she's actually written to be a very realistic character, and that's one of the reasons I like her. And she was not happy to lose the good-natured 5th Doctor.
Peri, I see. Cleavage.
And often found herself clashing with the 6th Doctor. But they eventually started to become good friends.
Don't get emotional.
Don't get emotional. This cinder we're standing on is all that's left of my world.
Why do I have to sit here watching Peri getting upset?
Peri appears in a total of 11 stories and 33 episodes. Her first appearance is in season 21. First episode, Planet of Fire, with 4 parts. After that, it's the Caves of Androzani, with 4 parts. And then we're moving on to the Twin Dilemma, with 4 parts. After that is season 22. And her episode is Attack of the Cybermen, with 2 parts. After that, Vengeance on Varos, with 2 parts. Then it's The Mark of the Rani, with 2 parts. After that, The 2 Doctors, with 3 parts. Time Lash, with 2 parts. And then Revelation of the Daleks, with 2 parts. Then finally, we're on to season 23, known as The Trial of a Time Lord. And she appears in the episodes The Mysterious Planet, with 4 parts. And then finally, her technical last episode, Time Warp, with 4 parts. But she also makes a special appearance in The Ultimate Foe. Peri also makes a special appearance in The Dimensions in Time. And of course, Peri appears in numerous Big Finish audios and extended universe content. Now it's time for some trivia on Peri. So her full name is Perpigillium, and to her, That meant she who lives in the hills.
Peri? How do you come by a name like that?
It's the diminutive of my proper name, Perpigillium.
Indeed.
Pretty interesting. Peri is usually known as the fan service girl for the tight, revealing clothes she wears, and that first bikini shot we see her in. Yeah.
The chicks are crazy for a certain burly wool, a real sharp curly wool.
Eric Sawwood thought she was a waste of space. Yeah.
Peri, I see Professor Jackid's newest stuff.
Well, of course, it was my final moment as Doctor Who. It was the big regeneration into Colin. My main thought that went through my head: why am I looking at Nicola Bryant's cleavage?
Good old Jackid.
Jacket, you got the bat's milk?
Because that's all I could see. I thought no one's going to be looking at my acting. I was acting my heart out. I was, doing. It was a culmination of everything I'd been working for 3 years.
Where is it?
What?
The bat's milk.
Finished. Only enough for you.
I was unaware. I was completely unaware as to how that scene was being filmed. And I know Peter is notorious now for claiming that his death was upstaged by my cleavage. I just happened to be built that way.
There must be something I can do. Tell me.
There's quite a nice shot of her cleavage while she's cradling him and cuddling him in her arms, etc. Something for the dads, I suppose. It's quite nice. It was not done on purpose, if that's what you mean.
So, Nicola,
Are you playing it down on the monitor here?
Now you know what you're doing.
I'll go upstairs. You're going to go scrubbing up and you need to get to here. Like that, okay? Directly behind his face there. Thank you.
Counting audio and televised adventures together, Peri effectively shares the longest-serving companion title, both in terms of number of stories and recorded time, with Ace. As they are tied, the title essentially alternates as the new stories are released. Her nearest rivals are Jamie McCrimmon, Charlie Polaroid, and Nessa. As it turned out, there were several future versions of Peri's life due to interventions of various Time Lord factions. In Peri's first episode, The Planet of Fire, it's pretty iconic because the first time we see her, she appears in a bikini. But not only that, she also gives attitude to the Master in that same episode. That's why I love her. And she ends up just joining the Doctor from there accidentally. She was like, I'm on summer break. I got nothing better to do. This seems pretty cool. Let's go do this. So that's how her first episode pretty much goes down. But things get interesting once the Fifth Doctor regenerates and the Twin Dilemma episode comes to be. Because in the Twin Dilemma episode, it's very infamous for what happens involving the Sixth Doctor and Peri. Because it is the first time ever that the Doctor attempts to choke one of his own companions. Yep, you heard me there. The Sixth Doctor attempts to choke Peri. Through a regeneration fit, of course, but that does happen. As for Peri's life after the Doctor, that's where it gets complicated and a bit crazy. Now, the interesting thing about Peri is she has many canonical fates for her life after the Doctor, as shown in the Trial of the Time Lord and the audio, Peri and the Piscon, mostly thanks to the Time Lords, who each devised different ways to rewrite her life. Now, we're going to go over the many different ways that they rewrote her life and the many different fates that she has. 1, she marries the Savage King, Yirkonos, becoming a warrior queen. 2, she gets shaved bald, gets her mind erased so Lord Kiv's conscience can be transferred to her brain, and then she eventually gets killed by King Yirkonos. Part 3 is she returned to Earth and all her adventures with the Doctor were erased, except for her first encounter with him, much like Zoe and Jamie.
It must die!
So pretty much, you get to choose what Peri's ending is for her life after the Doctor.
she had a happy ending, because it shows, like, from the Sixth Doctor that hey, she's actually having a good ending with this dude. So yeah, it is kind of random how it happens, but it's a happy ending at least.
Now it's time for some trivia on Nicola Bryant, who played Peri. So this is going to get a little lengthy here. 1. She secretly auditioned with an American accent for the role and was forced to stick with it, making the public believe she was in fact American. It can be kind of sad, but also a little funny too. As her first job after leaving drama school, she was expected to receive a character sheet to give her a window into Peri's backstory. After not receiving one, she opted to write one herself, expecting Nathan Turner to have it incorporated into the scripts, which he did not do so. She initially felt that a companion must either be an adrenaline junkie or someone running from their past, because otherwise, once someone realizes how dangerous the Doctor's travels are, all they would want is to go back, and also noted that in a real life, a person finding themselves in the companion situation would have a nervous breakdown early on. Seems legit. Taking this into consideration, she decided that it was Peri's choice to join the Doctor. That she was so miserable in the life that she had on Earth, that she wanted to do it, and that she would take on some of the Doctor's strength and courage throughout their adventures. I like that. See, I like that. She had dedication for the role, and she made a backstory, and she went with it. I love that. Nicola wanted to go out with a bang for her character on the show. She liked the concept of a mind transplant and bald sequence, but didn't like how it was retconned and suggested that Peri married King Yrcanos, as they didn't play any romance between their characters in the show. She feels that the explanation of what happened to Peri in the Big Finish audio story, Peri and the Piscicon Paradox, fixed this plot hole and should be considered canon. Bryant's tenure on the show was met with raised eyebrows in some quarters. Series producer John Nathan Turner admitted that his intention was to pump up the sex appeal of the aging series. The young actress was often seen wearing revealing outfits. During her final season on Doctor Who, the actress was allowed to dress more conservatively on the show. Damn it.
Oh, Wolfie, ain't you the one? Oh, Wolfie, ain't...
Now, as for my opinion overall on Peri, I love her. I absolutely love her. She's the first American companion on the show, even if the actress herself is British. I think Nicola Bryant did a great job with an American accent. And overall, I love Peri because, you know, she's feisty, she's a college student, she goes into everything with a logical reasoning and explanation. And she just seems like a really real character, and that's why I love her. She's one of my favorite companions. She's a pretty interesting character, and even though during the time it seemed like one of the writers, Eric Sawwood, didn't really care about her that much, he at least tried to make her a real character, you know, screaming, reacting to things in a certain way, being like, why do I have to do this? Like a real person. So I thought that was pretty cool. But overall, I think she could have been written better as well. You know, she could have gotten a lot more love put into her, because I feel like Peri and Mel didn't get as much love as they deserved. They kind of just were like, you're the companion, you're there for the sex appeal, and you're meant to scream and do this and that, and these girls were meant to do so much more than that. And I feel they could have been done better, but I still love Peri, regardless of it. So one of the interesting aspects about Peri's character that I enjoy, that not many people at least remember, is that she majors in botany, which is like the study of plants. And you see a lot of this, like it's little things here and there throughout the show. Like, let's see, for example, in The Mark of the Ranny, she's trying to help make a sleeping potion for someone who needs it. And she goes out and finds all these different plants for it. And I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really remarkable about her character, is that, you know, not only is she compassionate, but this girl could help you like in the wild, like, and I thought that was pretty cool. And like I've said before, I also like it when she's giving attitude to the master, like, you know, how he's usually doing, like, I am the master and you will obey me. And she's like, well, I'm Peri Brown and I can shout just as loud as you. I love that line. It's like the defining moment when I was like, I love you, Peri. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been fun and educational. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe to my channel. Now, as for our next companion we will be covering, we're going back into the First Doctor era, and we'll be covering Katerina. See you soon.